Now, on the 29th of September, many of you will know that Nio came, or we read about an strategic investment of Nio China raising 3.3 billion RMB from the Chinese Hefei government fund, right? This is something that was pretty exciting, pretty amazing, because this was going to entail Neo China, of course, offering or increasing or adding, issuing new shares to cover for this. And of course, we discussed that this is not going to add or dilute the Neo shares that we own, because it is for a Neo subsidiary company, right? Or Neo China, which is a subsidiary to the Neo we are buying, which is massive, which is incredible, because they are planning to raise, or that 3.3 billion which they plan to raise, it was going to help Neo in continuing to grow, right? Which is something that is amazing. Now, with regards that, the reason why I'm telling you about that is because today we just read that Neo China just raised 1 billion yen, or Chinese yen, which is something that is pretty exciting, because once again we continue seeing Neo raising money, getting support from government, local governments, when it comes to growing or helping them grow their business, which is massive, which is incredible. So these $1 billion which Neo just got today, obviously they are going to use it to grow the company. They are going to use it to build infrastructures, which is something that obviously it's amazing and it's incredible to see Neo officially raising this 1 billion yen, or $140 million. I mean, this is not the first time and this is not the last time. Chances are we continue seeing Neo doing this, or raising money, or having the government coming to inject money, helping Neo to grow. This is bullish, this is massive. I know the share price is saying otherwise, but these news are massive, because this money that Neo just received here, like I said, it's not bringing the dilution into the Neo that we are owning. We don't have to worry about dilution, because what this government fund is buying, they are buying, of course, a certain stake, or a certain percentage of Neo China stake, which I think, if I remember well, I think it was at the end of the deal they are supposed to own like 11% of Neo China, which Neo will still be owning 88% of that company, which is bullish, right, to the Neo stock, because they are getting funding, or they are getting more funds from the government buying this entity, or this Neo China, which is something that is bullish, something that is pretty exciting, as this will grow Neo, or these funds will be used to grow Neo's infrastructure, and will grow Neo as a company, the company as a whole, which is massive and bullish. I mean, last time we were talking about another fund in China. I think it was 2 months, 3 months back, that just injected $210 million onto Neo, and they said they are injecting that money into Neo, and Neo said they just injected that kind of an amount onto Neo, and Neo said they will use that money to grow or build more battery swapping station together with charging infrastructure, which is massive, which is bullish onto Neo. So these funds, or these amounts that we get as investments from the Chinese government, it is not the first time we are seeing this, and it will not be the last time we are seeing companies coming to invest onto Neo, because they see the future, they see the potential. I do not think that this government, or the Chinese government, will just come and invest into a company that is going nowhere. I don't think these of course government institutions, they can come invest onto Neo. EV car makers or other car companies, they can partner with Neo, knowing that Neo is a company that is not going anywhere. They are doing this strictly because they see the potential that lies within this Neo stock. They are doing this because they see where Neo is going, and it is for that reason they are taking the opportunities right now to take part of the growth that we are going to witness onto Neo, or that we are witnessing onto Neo right now, going to the future, which is massive, which is bullish. And it is for that reason that things like this, Neo raising funds like this, I think it's pretty exciting, it's amazing, especially that it is not diluting the shares that we own. I mean, I think I need to stress that, because a lot of people sometimes they have a confusion to say that, oh, this is going to bring share dilution onto Neo, which I think we just have to say, like we said last time, after the Neo announced this, of course, strategic partnership of Neo China, to say that this is not going to bring any dilution into the Neo that we own, but rather it's a dilution on Nio China, which is a subsidiary to the Nio that we are owning right now. So tell me what you think about this. I think this is a good deal. This is massive, and Nio continuing raising money, it's something that is just out of this world, because Nio will continue growing with the money that they are raising. If there's one thing that I like about Nio, is that Nio is a company that continues growing, expanding their technologies, and it would not be possible for Nio to expand technology if they did not have some of these strategic investments which they receive, because part of the money they receive, they use it to go research about more technology, which at a later stage we see them deploying into their cars. I mean, right now you know that Nio has got a full autonomous chip which they have developed, and it's now being mass produced. It will be utilized onto Nio's 89, which is starting deliveries in Q1, which that one chip is going to replace the NVIDIA 4 orange chips which are being used into Nio existing models. So the NT 3.0 models are going to use that Nio chip, which is something that, of course, it is good, because Nio, it is becoming independent even when it comes to chip producing, which in the future we'll see Nio producing their own chips. You will know that the chips are very important, because the president of Nio, I think a couple of weeks ago, indicated that they are spending like $5,000 on chips alone per car, which is something that shows you of how much these chips cost when building or when producing one Nio car, which, knowing that Nio is building their own chips, or they've started producing their own chips, in the future we could see Nio easily increasing their gross margin. In fact, from next year, this autonomous driving controlling chip is going to help in boosting Nio's gross margins, because if you remember very well, something that boosts gross margins, that will help Nio boost gross margins if when they are developing their own chips in-house, developing their own batteries in-house, which we've started seeing Nio producing their own chips. I mean, self-autonomous chip is not the first chip that they produce. We've got the latest sensor main controlling chip which are being utilized into Nio cars, which is another chip which they have developed in-house, and they are utilizing onto existing Nio cars. But this one for the autonomous, it's a big one, and as it plays a huge role into the Nio car, which is very important. And as Nio continues getting some of these strategic partnerships or strategic investments, they are going to continue growing their company and making sure that they continue growing also their gross margins, which is something that is always good. So this partnership in a nutshell are good for Nio for the long term, and we continue looking forward to Nio getting more or scooping more partnerships and deals like this. So tell me what you think. Blue Sky is coming. Just thought I'd just give you this quick update. That's all from me, and God bless you all.